محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الأطيبين الأنجبين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين أما بعد فقد قال الأمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب عليه الصلاة والسلام اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد الإيمان على 4 دعائم على الصبر واليقين والعدل والجهاد صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. This is one of the most beautiful sayings of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam in Shab-eJuma. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. We were discussing Makarimul Akhlaq, Dua Makarimul Akhlaq, and in several speeches we talked about Iman. What is the deeper meaning of Iman? And I remember I promised that there is a very beautiful explanation of Iman, comprehensive, versatile explanation of Iman for Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam in Shab-eJuma. But unfortunately, the time didn't allow us and the topic got shifted, so I had forgotten. And now we are going to discuss that beautiful tradition, Hadith. This is Hikmat number 31. You know, Shab-eJuma consists of 3 parts. First part, the sermons of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, khutubat, and the second part, maktubat, letters that Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam during his caliphate wrote to different governors of him or to different groups of people, different leaders of community. And the third part of Shab-eJuma is hikam. Hikam is plural of hikmat. Hikmat means wisdom. As the sayings of Ahlulbayt alayhi salatu wasalam all contain wisdom, hence their sayings are called hikmat and hikam. And we've also got a beautiful book in the similar name, Ghurarul Hikam. Ghurarul Hikam. This is also a collection of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam's short sentences, short maxims and sayings. So that book is called Ghurarul Hikam. Ghurar means bright, bright wisdoms. So definitely all are bright wisdoms from Imam Ali salatu wasalam. So today we are going to discuss Hikmat number, short saying number 31 from Shab-eJuma. Imam Ali alayhi salam one time was asked, could you please define Iman? Describe Iman. What is Iman? And that was definitely the beautiful question. So Imam alayhi salatu wasalam answered so articulately, which is really amazing, and no one, definitely 100%, no one can define Iman in this profound and decisive way. وَسُئِلَ عَلَيْهِ السَّلَامُ عَنِ الْإِيمَانِ فَقَالَ. So Imam alayhi salatu wasalam replied, Al-Imanu ala 4 da'aim. Iman stands on 4 pillars. Okay, ala sabri wal yaqini wal adl wal jihad. The first pillar of Iman is sabr, and the second pillar of Iman is yaqeen. The third pillar is adl, justice, being just, and the fourth pillar is jihad. Of course, jihad in that comprehensive meaning, which is Islamic meaning of jihad, not the Talibani version of jihad. Inshallah, we'll come later on. Then Imam Ali salatu wasalam, again, he is further subdividing these pillars. So, okay, the first pillar was sabr. Then Imam Ali salatu wasalam says, وَالصَّبْرُ مِنْهَا عَلَىٰ أَرْبَعِ شُعَبٍ. And sabr itself has got 4 dimensions. Sabr itself has got 4 dimensions. So what are the dimensions of sabr? Ash-shawq, was-shafaq, was-zuhud, wat-taraqqub. Shawq means having enthusiasm. So this is shawq. When we are mushtaq of something, when we are eagerly waiting for something, That is called in Arabic language ash-shawq. So being eager, okay, being enthusiastic in all our religious duties, that is a part of sabr. And hadith says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those people who perform their wudu and they come to mosque early and they wait for Jamaat prayer. So this is a kind of sabr. Or in our own homes, a hadith say, when time has arrived and a few minutes have passed, still if somebody prays, that's fine, acceptable. But the best option is based on traditions from Ahlulbayt, many traditions, that before time approaches, before time of Salatul Dhuhr or Salatul Maghrib approaches, it's highly recommended that we get our ablution and we sit on musalla and wait for a couple of minutes. This will also guarantee our concentration in prayer. Most of the people, 99% of people, they really struggle with concentration. And they ask us, Maulana, could you please tell us something for which we can concentrate in our prayers? We really struggle. We try our best, but we fail. So what happens? I'm busy, I'm reading something, writing something, or watching something. The time of salah comes, and I say, okay, I'm in the middle of my best scene or best bit. So now, definitely, if I'm watching something before salah, and that is very interesting, and I do not stop myself a few minutes ago, then definitely there is no chance that I can stop myself. I'll go a little bit further, and salah time already has gone 5 minutes or 10 minutes behind. So now I'll say, okay, let's pray. So I'll stop, I'll pause, or I put the book aside. Then I immediately do wuzu, and after doing wuzu, I'll go on musalla and start saying salah. Definitely there is no chance for me to be able to concentrate. This is one scenario. Most of the people do salah in this way. They are doing something, and all of a sudden they cut whatever they are doing from, and then they do wuzu and start salah. This is one scenario. The second scenario, which is prescribed by Ahlulbayt alayhi salatu wasalam, take your time when you know that, for example, salah time is 8:20. So stop working well before salah time. Just say 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Do wuzu, sit on your musalla, wait for salah time. For example, if you go to tasbih and you are doing tasbih, okay, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, tasbih of Hazrat Zahra, salawatullah wa salamu alayhi. Wait for salah. If you do so, you are running at least 50% more chance to be able to concentrate in your salah, as opposed to the first scenario. So this is very important. Imam Ali sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Al-imanu ala arba'i da'aim. Iman has got 4 pillars: sabr, yaqeen, adl, jihad. Then sabr has got also 4 dimensions, 4 areas, 4 aspects. Number 1 is shawq, being eager. So doing salah is something else, and being eager of salah is something completely different. Fasting when the month of Ramadan falls, that's something else. But anticipating, waiting eagerly for the month of Ramadan to come, that's something completely different. So that is shawq. And then was shafaq. Shafaq, usually it is translated as fear, but it's not fear. Shafaq means being careful. Okay, being careful. So that's in Arabic language the meaning of shafaq. So we need to be careful in all aspects of our lives. So not only when there is something definitely haram, we avoid it. If there is a chance, if there is a risk that it could be haram, we should try to keep ourselves away from that. So that is a kind of shafaq. Definitely it requires sabr. That's why Imam Husain says, sabr has got 4 dimensions. Was zuhud. And the third dimension of sabr is zuhud. Zuhd. What is zuhd? Imam alayhi salatu wasalam one time was asked, what is zuhd? You are the greatest zahid. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam replied, لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم. تمام الزهد بين كلمتين من القرآن العظيم. All the zuhd has been included in two beautiful sayings of Quran. Number one, لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم. If you miss something, there was a great opportunity for you, for example, in business or in anything, and you did your best, but ultimately you missed. Imam Ali says, لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم. If you miss, not out of your negligence, after all your efforts, you should not have any kind of bad feeling within yourself. This is the sign of zuhd. وَلَا تَفْرَحُوا بِمَا آتَاكُمْ. And if you, for example, you are banking with just say CIBC or TD, or all of a sudden you hear the news that you've got $1 million. There was a draw and you've got $1 million. لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم. Do not feel thrilled, do not feel walking on the clouds when you receive something from this world. This is a sign of zuhd. We do have the right to celebrate our successes. However, if we get something out of even our hard works, we shouldn't be thrilled. We shouldn't come out of our skins. Yeah. So that is zuhd. And then the fourth dimension of sabr is wat taraqqub, and having a kind of fear always, feeling that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is raqib, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching us. We are under supervision of angels, and above all definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are constantly being supervised, being watched. Who is watching us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the noble Quran, وَقُلْ اعْمَلُوا. Do whatever you want to do. فَسَيَرَى اللَّهُ عَمَلَكُمْ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ. There are three groups at least who are watching us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and Ahlulbayt alayhi salatu wa salam. So usually when we mention this verse, or when we talk about this issue, we talk negatively. Be careful, don't do anything bad. This is one dimension. And the second aspect is, when we are doing anything good, again we should consider this fact that if no one is appreciating us, no one is looking at us, no one is supporting us, at least Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. Ahlulbayt alayhi salatu wa salam are there. Angels are recording that. And third dimension of this verse explanation is that whatever circumstances are, we shouldn't feel despair, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching us. Watching is not to control us, watching us not to put us into the hellfire, watching us to support us. This is another dimension of the explanation of this beautiful verse. So we've covered sabr. And then Imam sallallahu alaihi wasallam now talks about the benefits of these four dimensions. فَمَنِ اشْتَاقَ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. If you yearn for paradise, if you are impatiently waiting for paradise, فَمَنِ اشْتَاقَ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ سَلَى عَنِ الشَّهْوَاتِ. Automatically this will control us, this will give us extra power against all the sins. There could be many areas where we are about to sin, but if you just remember paradise, if you go with this option, for example, this is a house, okay, this is a property, and if I go with this property, I might gain something in this world. But if you immediately think about paradise, either this property or a palace in paradise, which one to choose? So remembrance of Jannat keeps us away from sins. So this is a point Imam sallallahu alaihi wasallam is making. وَمَنْ أَشْفَقَ مِنَ النَّارِ. The one who is careful, cautious of hellfire. is always concerned about hellfire. Ijtanab al-muharramat, that individual will automatically protect himself against the haram things. وَمَنْ زَهِدَ فِي الدُّنْيَا istahana bil musibat, and the one who has got zuhud, proper zuhud, as we learned by Imam Ali salatu wasalam, istahana bil musibat, all the calamities, sufferings and problems of this world will become trivial in his eyes. Trivial, as if nothing. He will not consider anything so big or so important. All the hardships will become very easy. وَمَنْ ارْتَقَبَ الْمَوْتِ, and the one who anticipates death. Not waiting, anticipating. The one who anticipates death. Consider that any time it can come to us. سَارَعَ إِلَى الْخَيْرَاتِ, that individual will automatically be mobilized, motivated towards all the good deeds as much as possible. He will compete towards goodness. He will not leave the opportunities. For instance, if I know that I'm going to die tomorrow, I'm going to die 1 week after, I will start settling down all my debts. I will start reaching to my accountability and doing all the missed prayers, all the missed fastings. And if I've done anything wrong to anybody, I'll rush to seek their forgiveness. So this is the benefit of anticipation of death. And who knows that tomorrow is not the last day of our life. Who knows that next moment is not the last moment of our life. So Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, and then Imam alayhi salam comes to the second point. Second pillar of Iman was what? Sabr. After Sabr, what was the second pillar of Iman? Certainty, yes, yaqeen. The second pillar was yaqeen. Now Imam alayhi salatu wasalam is opening the issue of yaqeen. And now he is saying, وَالْيَقِينَ مِنْهَا عَلَى أَرْبَعِ شُعَبٍ. Yaqeen also has got 4 dimensions. عَلَى تَبْصِرَةِ الْفِطْنَةِ. عَلَى تَبْصِرَةِ الْفِطْنَةِ. This is with ta, not ta. Fitna, that means tribulation, आजमाइश, इम्तिहान. और जो फितना फसाद होता है हमारे उर्दू में आमतौर से फितना फसाद के मीनिंग में यूज़ होता है. उस फसाद को भी फितना बोला जाता है इसलिए कि उसमें भी हर इंसान का एक तरह से टेस्ट होता है कि कौन किस दायरे में खड़ा हुआ है, कौन हक के दायरे में खड़ा है, कौन बातिल के दायरे में खड़ा है, कौन किसका साथ दे रहा है, किसका साथ नहीं दे रहा है. लेकिन यहाँ पे फितना यह तास है. तास फितना मीन्स होशमंदी, अक्लमंदी, विजडम, इंटेलेक्ट. तो यकीन के 4 शोबे हैं. First shoba of yaqeen is tabsiratil fitna, going deep down in wisdom. So a person who has got yaqeen, he is extremely profoundly wise person. وَتَأَوُّلِ الْحِكْمَةِ, and that individual is full of hikmah, and wisdom. وَمَوْعِظَةِ الْعِبْرَةِ, and he always takes lessons from the opportunities. وَمَوْعِظَةِ, he takes admonition from the lessons, from the opportunities. وَسُنَّةِ الْأَوَّلِينَ, and the one who's got yaqeen, he always looks to the lives of those people who've lived in past, ancient people. He looks at their lives and he learns from their lives, from their experiences, positive or negative. And then Imam Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam further explains, فَمَنْ تَبَصَّرَ فِي الْفِتْنَةِ تَبَيَّنَتْ لَهُ الْحِكْمَةِ, the one who takes every step with utmost measurement, carefulness, cautiousness, what happens? تَبَيَّنَتْ لَهُ الْحِكْمَةِ, hikmat becomes evident for that person. So if we do not rush towards things, instead we take our time and we pay due attention to anything that we are going to do in our life, then the wisdom out of our decision will automatically come in front of us. وَمَنْ تَبَيَّنَتْ لَهُ الْحِكْمَةِ عَرَفَ الْعِبْرَةِ. And the one who reaches to wisdom, what happens to that person? عَرَفَ الْعِبْرَةِ. He learns the wisdom. He learns the lesson. Okay. وَمَنْ عَرَفَ الْعِبْرَةِ. The one who learns the lesson, فَكَأَنَّمَا كَانَ فِي الْأَوَّلِينَ. He lives in this world, but he behaves as if he has lived all the way back to the human history. So if someone considers all the facts and learns from the past people, from the present people, and he also considers the future, then that individual, even though is living in this world, but as if he has lived all the way back to the human history. And if that person is dealing over something or talking about something, definitely that would be different from the person who, without any consideration, without any contemplation, he just speaks or he just behaves. Then Imam ﷺ says, وَالْعَدْلُ مِنْهَا. The third pillar of Iman was Adl. وَالْعَدْلُ مِنْهَا عَلَى أَرْبَعِ شُعَبٍ. In the same way, Adl also has got 4 branches. Number 1, عَلَى غَائِسِ الْفَهْمِ. Understanding, profound understanding. وَغَوْرِ الْعِلْمِ. Profound knowledge. وَزُهْرَةِ الْحُكْمِ. And having deeper wisdom and determination. وَرَسَاخَةِ الْحِلْمِ. And having adequate hilm, forbearance. So these are 4 branches of, in fact, Adl. فَمَنْ فَهِمَ عَلِمَ. The one who understands something, in fact, that is the one who knows something. Usually, we learn something, particularly kids. They learn something, but they don't understand. They know something, but they don't understand. So Imam ﷺ says, if you know something, but you don't understand, in fact, you don't know. If you understand something, only then you can say, I know it. Do you know this thing? Yeah, I know. But once you ask a very easy question about that issue, the person says, no, I don't know. So what do you mean? I know, I don't know. What is correct? So in fact, he doesn't know. Imam ﷺ is saying here, if you understand thoroughly, only then you can say, I know it. Otherwise, don't say, I know it. That's why, in fact, we all are jahil. We are not alim. In literal meaning, in proper meaning, because we don't know in depth everything. We know a little bit of something, but we don't know fully. And as we don't know fully, our ilm is not ilm. All our ilm are combined with jahl. Only Ahlulbayt alayhimu salatu wasalam, only Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, only Prophet Muhammad and his pure progeny, their ilm was without any jahl. Their ilm was pure ilm, where there was no jahl, no ignorance. Yeah. وَمَنْ عَلِمَ غَوْرَ الْعِلْمِ صَدَرَ عَنْ شَرَائِعِ الْحُكْمِ. And the one who knows deep down the knowledge, that individual benefits from the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the wisdoms of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ حَلُمَ لَمْ يُفَرِّطْ فِي أَمْرِهِ. The one who has got forbearance, patience, that individual will not be found away from any good deed. وَمَنْ حَلُمَ. The one who's got patience, enough patience, لَمْ يُفَرِّطْ فِي أَمْرِهِ. He will not do tafreet. He will not leave shortcomings. Anything that he will be doing completely, thoroughly, fully. What happens sometimes, people do some works, they write an article, or they do a house job or any kind of job, but they are not doing properly. They are doing tafreet, they are doing shortcomings. And it is something highly discouraged in Islam. There is a beautiful saying from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. Al-mu'minu idha fa'ala ahkama. One of the signs of a believer is that when he does something, he does it appropriately. He does it with utmost strength, power, and wisdom. So mu'min is not something who does a shallow job. No. That's the sign of kufr. The mu'min is the someone who does whatever he does in best possible way. This is a sign of a believer. And history says Prophet Muhammad, one time he was in fact burying a Ansari companion. An Ansari companion passed away and Prophet Muhammad was participating in his burial. How lucky that Ansari companion was. Prophet Muhammad himself was putting, in fact, the logs, the logs that we put in the grave. Here unfortunately we don't have that option, but if you remember, in Pakistan and India we put some logs before we put the dust. So he was making in fact the grave, but he was paying extra attention. People ask him, "Oh Messenger of Allah, at the end these logs or these bricks whatsoever you are putting, they are going to break. So why you are bothering yourself so much?" Prophet Muhammad at that point said this sentence, "Al-mu'minu idha fa'ala ahkama." I know this is going to break after a couple of days or after a couple of weeks, but this is the sign of a believer. Whatever he does, it doesn't matter for how temporary, for how many days, for how many years. No, it doesn't matter. A mu'min is the someone, when he does a job, he does in best possible way. And again, we've got traditions from Ahlulbayt al-Muslims. Look how progressive our religion is, where our religion wants to take us. Hadith says, if you are doing something in regards with this dunya, do as if you are going to live here forever. And if you are going to do something for akhirat, do in the way as if you are going to depart this world just tomorrow. What does it want to say? Means if you are doing something for this world, make sure that you are doing in robust way, utmost profound and best possible way. So even though if you die, there will be people who will be benefiting from that. As long as people will be benefiting from your work, you will be going to receive rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we do something for akhirah, we should do as if we are going to depart from this world just tomorrow or today. Why? Because this concept that we are going to depart from this world will give us utmost sincerity. So when we are paying, for example, $100 or $500 or $1,000 for Hussainiya, and I know that I'm going to die tomorrow, for example, then I won't consider what this person would say about me, how generous I am. Or if I pray, for example, and I consider that I'm going to depart this world tomorrow, then I will not have any kind of riya, any kind of showing off. And there are a lot of risk factors which in fact devastate our good deeds. So if we consider this beautiful saying, this beautiful maxim from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we are successful inshallah in this world and in the hereafter as well. Let's recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Let me just translate, and I think it's very big, even though it is short saying, but it is quite big. Yeah. Wal jihad minha ala arba'i shu'ab. And jihad also has got 4 dimensions. Number 1, amr bil ma'ruf. So this is the Islamic perspective of jihad. The greatest mujahid is defining jihad. Amirul Mu'minin salatu wasalam. Now look at what jihad is and what unfortunately the Taliban, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, they are doing bomb blast here and there recently in Brussels, and they've killed at least 31 innocent people, and they consider it jihad. Look, what the greatest mujahid in human history, the greatest mujahid, Imam Ali salatu wasalam, is defining jihad. He's saying, what is jihad? Well, jihad minha ala arba'a ashwab. There are 4 dimensions, 4 aspects of jihad. Number 1, amr bil ma'roof, enjoining good. If you see somebody is doing, if somebody is not doing good job, it is our responsibility to admonish that person. That is jihad. Okay? If somebody is not praying, if somebody is not fasting, if somebody is, if somebody is, for example, not doing salah rahim, or any kind of good deed which is prescribed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is our duty to enjoin them. So that is amr bil ma'roof. And this is a part of jihad. And what is the second part of jihad? وَالنَّهِي عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, forbidding from evil. If you see there are people who are committing sins, who are doing mistakes, blunders, we need to go to them and admonish them. Because if they are doing in fact wrong deeds, they are leading themselves to hellfire. So it's not being bossy. Amr bil ma'roof and nahy anil munkar is not being bossy or not considering holier than thou. No, it's not at all about that. It's about helping somebody. If somebody is not doing enough good deeds, it is our responsibility to go to that person and teach him the good deeds. And if somebody is doing a lot of bad deeds, evil acts, in fact that individual, by doing evil acts, he is leading himself or herself to hellfire. Now it is our moral responsibility, religious responsibility, to save that person. This is the concept of amr bil ma'roof wa nahy anil munkar. It's not about being bossy or holier than thou. So this is second dimension of jihad. And the third dimension of jihad was sidq fil mawatin. Be always truthful. Look, what is the concept of jihad? Completely different from what people understand. Was sidq fil mawatin. Be truthful in all the aspects and areas of your life. This is jihad. This is no less than striking for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will take more efforts, more courage, being truthful in all aspects of our lives. وَشَنْآنِ الْفَاسِقِينَ, and do not giving any priority or any respect to those people who are zalim, who are fasiq. In other words, standing against them. Standing against them. So these are 4 dimensions of true Islamic jihad. Then Imam Ali salatu wasalam further explains, فَمَنْ أَمَرَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ شَدَّ ظُهُورَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. The one who performs amr bil ma'roof, in fact he strengthens the backs of the believers. وَمَنْ نَهَى عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ فَقَدْ أَرْغَمَ عُنُوفَ الْكَافِرِينَ. The one who performs nahy anil munkar, forbids from evil, that individual in fact defeats the kuffar. If you do nahy anil munkar, you are defeating kuffar. How? Can anybody please respond? If you are doing nahy anil munkar, you are defeating kuffar. How? Inflicting shameful defeat to kuffar. How? By doing amr bil nahy anil munkar.
That, like, you're stopping people from doing bad deeds. So, like, the kuffar, which are bad people, they'll feel like our task is going bad.
Perfect. Thank you. That is the point Imam Ali salatu wasalam is trying to discuss here. If, in fact, even when we are in the battlefield, we are not there to kill people. We are there to kill evils. So killing evil people is different from killing evil itself. Killing bad people is different from killing badness itself. By doing nahy anil munkar, munkar means evil, bad. When we are forbidding evil, when we are stopping bad deeds, in fact, that is the purpose of Islam. That is the sole purpose of Islamic jihad. So by doing nahy anil munkar, you are inflicting, deafening and crushing defeat to kuffar. If you want to let's say to ISIS, to Taliban, to all these terrorist groups, if you are trying to do jihad, proper Islamic jihad, do this, whatever Imam Ali salatu wasalam has suggested, has instructed. Do nahi anil munkar. Stop evil. And to stop evil, first of all, you need to stop your own evil. Otherwise, people will not follow you. وَمَنْ صَدَقَ فِي الْمَوَاتِنِ قَضَى مَا عَلَيْهِ. And the one who is always truthful, never compromises with his truthfulness. قَضَى مَا عَلَيْهِ. He in fact has performed whatever duty was on him from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ شَنِيَ الْفَاسِقِينَ وَغَضِبَ لِلَّهِ غَضِبَ اللَّهُ لَهُ. The one who does not consider kuffar, fusaq, fujjar, anything in order to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he makes them angry to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah himself becomes pleased with him, and Allah takes the full responsibility of caring for that individual. غَضِبَ اللَّهُ لَهُ وَأَرْضَاهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And Allah will please that individual on the day of judgment. Then Imam alayhi salatu wasalam further explains about kufr, but unfortunately we don't have time. So we've discussed Iman. Iman has got 4 pillars. What were those? Sabr, Yaqeen, Adl and Jihad. Yeah. So Alhamdulillah, we've discussed most of them. And probably if we get another opportunity, we might discuss the rest of the saying of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Let's recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. It is our custom that at the end of each and every majlis, we mention a little bit of some droplets of the ocean of the Masayib of Ahlulbayt alayhimu salatu wasalam. This softens our hearts, and this brings a lot of SAWW from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us, and it definitely pleases Ahlulbayt alayhimu salatu wasalam. As they were the biggest mazloom of this world, even though they were the biggest mazloom of this world, but they've lived a life which is extremely full of lessons for all of us. And this is another lesson from Ahlulbayt alayhimu salam. Even though you are oppressed, you are suppressed, but that is not the end of the world. You can leave precious legacy for which you will be remembered forever if you follow the footsteps of Ahlulbayt alayhimu salatu wasalam. Ahlulbayt were oppressed. They didn't have luxuries. They didn't have affluences of this world. However, they lived a life which made them eternal. Those who oppress them, they become nameless. No one knows them. And those who know them, they curse them. The enemies of Ahlulbayt alayhimu salatu wasalam. Even though at that time, they were of very, very lofty status. They had big palaces, all the affluences of this world. But what happened after their death? They've gone. When their body went from this world, their souls, their names, their fames, everything faded away from this world. And Ahlulbayt alayhimu salatu wasalam, even though they lived hard life, but Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them eternal. Great lesson for all of us. This itself is a great lesson. Only looking at those who have done injustice to Ahlulbayt alayhimu salatu wasalam, looking at their destiny, looking at their aqibah, and looking at the aqibah of Ahlulbayt alayhimu salatu wasalam. This itself gives us a profound insight, lesson and understanding how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deals in this world with people, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls everything. Imam Husain ﷺ's name, and on the other hand, Yazid's name. Where is Yazid's grave? No one knows. And Imam Husain ﷺ's grave, 17 million people visited. More than 17, 20 million people visited. Only on one occasion, Arba'in. The most visited place in the history. Imam Husain ﷺ's grave. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's promise. And this promise should not stop on our tongue. It should penetrate our soul. And we must digest this promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should live a life like Imam Husain alayhi salatu wasalam. We should refuse Yazid and Yazidiyah and all the evils Yazid was the leader of. Let me mention just a little bit of Masaib of Imam Husain alayhi salatu wasalam. His thirst, only his thirst. If you look at Karbala, now if you talk about thirst, somebody was very, very Muslim, oppressed, and you talk to international community, for example, and you mention that that individual was thirsty, they will not be able to understand what this person is talking about. Thirsty? Can thirst be considered a kind of mazlumiyah? It is the basic human right that every human being should be given water, should be given enough food. But what did they do with Imam Husain alayhi salatu wasalam in Karbala? For 3 consecutive days, Imam Husain alayhi salatu wasalam, in that scorching plains, he was kept thirsty, let alone of hungry. And history says when Imam Husain alayhi salatu wasalam used to come to Sahra Karbala to talk to the enemies, حَالَ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ السَّمَاءِ الْعَطَشِ, when he wanted to converse with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, raise his hands to whisper to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he couldn't see anything from the sky because of thirst. When we are badly thirsty, everything becomes blurry. So that was Imam Husain alayhi salatu wasalam's experience in Karbala. कौन समझ सकता है इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम की प्यास की गहराई को? पूरी दुनिया जिस प्यासी सकीना का मातम करती है, उस प्यासी सकीना ने जिस प्यासे शहीद का मातम किया है, उस प्यासे का नाम है हुसैन। तारीख़ बताती है कि जब जुलजनाह इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम का घोड़ा खैमे की तरफ वापस लौटा है इमाम हुसैन की शहादत के बाद, तो तमाम बीबियाँ जुलजनाह के कदमों से लिपट लिपट कर बैन कर रही थीं। बाली सकीना के बैन का अंदाज़ बिल्कुल मुख्तलिफ था। जुलजनाह के सुमों से लिपट कर आप तड़प तड़प के बस एक ही सवाल पूछ रही थी, या जवाद अभी हल सुक़ या अभी अम क़ुतिला अतशाना, ए मेरे बाबा के घोड़े, मैं तुझसे अपने बाबा की खैरियत नहीं पूछती, तेरी ढली हुई जीन बता रही मेरा बाबा मारा गया, तेरी पेशानी पे लगा हुआ खून बता रहा है सकीना यतीम हो गई। मैं तुझसे बस इतना पूछती हूँ कि ए जुलजना, तू जिस वक्त मेरा बाबा शहीद हो रहा था वहाँ मौजूद था, बस इतना बता दे कि मेरे प्यासे बाबा को पानी मिला या जालिमों ने प्यासा ज़िबा कर दिया। जी चाहता है दस्ते अदब जोड़ के अर्ज़ करूँ, बीबी, हमने तो तारीख़ में यही पढ़ा कि तुम्हारा प्यासा बाबा कहता रहा, इस्क़नी शरबतम मिनल मा, एक घूंट पानी पिला दे, मगर जालिम जवाब देता रहा, ए हुसैन, पूरी दुनिया पानी पानी हो जाए जब भी ये क़तरे आब न मिलेगा। वसयअलमुल्लज़ीना ज़लमू अय्य मुनक़लबिन यनक़लिबून। या हुसैन, या हुसैन, या हुसैन।
ऐ शाम के लोगों मैं